George Peppard reveals the forbidden romance that tore apart Linda Evans' marriage, and the truth is far more emotional and dramatic than anyone ever expected, as George Peppard, born October 1, 1928 in Detroit, Michigan, grew up in a strict but passionate home. His father, a determined contractor demanding discipline, and his mother an opera singer, encouraging creativity, giving young George a rare mix of strength and sensitivity that he would carry throughout his life. And after proudly serving in the United States Marine Corps, he returned with a powerful sense of purpose, choosing acting as his calling and studying drama at Carnegie Tech, where he learned every detail of character and performance before stepping professionally into the world of theater, television, and the Hollywood spotlight. And his life changed forever in 1961 when he starred alongside Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's, becoming a worldwide sensation with his quiet charisma, soft voice, and intense eyes, making him the perfect leading man. And as the 1960s rolled on, he dominated screens in The Carpetbaggers, How the West Was Won, Operation Crossbow, each role proving he could play charming heroes, tortured geniuses, and complicated men who felt deeply, but spoke little. Yet behind the success, trouble followed, because Peppard was known for perfectionism and strong personality, often clashing with directors who did not share his vision. But no matter the arguments, he never compromised his craft, and Hollywood could not ignore his talent. And when films slowed, he reinvented himself in television, starring as the brilliant investigator in Banachek, and later as the fearless leader Colonel John Hannibal Smith in The A-Team, becoming loved by millions, as he flashed his signature grin and said, "I love it when a plan comes together," turning into a pop culture legend. However, behind the scenes, his personal life was a battlefield with 4 marriages, each beginning with hope and collapsing under fame pressure, long filming schedules, and the self-destructive habits he could not escape. And in the middle of that chaos came Linda Evans, a woman whose beauty was well known, but whose loneliness was hidden from the world. And when Evans joined Banachek in the early 1970s as a guest star, audiences noticed the sparks between them. But what they did not know was that those sparks turned into a secret love affair away from the cameras. And Peppard later confessed, "Linda was one of the most beautiful and vulnerable women I ever met. She had a strength that amazed me, but inside she carried wounds she never shared publicly." And while she was married to actor John Derek, her husband was already drifting toward other women and other dreams, leaving Evans desperate for comfort and companionship. And George was there listening to her pain, holding her hand through the emotional darkness. And they would escape the noise of Los Angeles, taking long drives or sitting quietly in restaurants, where they could pretend they were ordinary people with ordinary lives. And he cared for her not as a Hollywood prize, but as a real woman. And for a moment they believed they could find happiness together. But secrets in this town rarely stay hidden. And whispers soon reached John Derek, who confronted Evans with growing suspicion and anger. And though she tried to deny the truth, reality could no longer be buried. Their marriage was already broken. But Peppard knew he was the final push that shattered it completely, and he carried that guilt through the rest of his life, admitting, "I never wanted to be the reason her marriage ended yet, knowing I was still hurts." And after the affair they parted ways, quietly choosing their careers and survival over love. And Peppard continued battling his demons, especially alcohol, while Evans rebuilt her heart and later became a star of Dynasty, adored by millions worldwide. But whenever he spoke of her, his voice softened, because she was one of the few people who saw George the man, not the legend, not Hannibal Smith, not the Hollywood hero, but the flawed human being underneath. And he said, "Linda reminded me that I could love and be loved, even if I did not know how to protect it." And their brief romance became one of those whispered Hollywood stories told in low voices on studio lots. A love that arrived at the wrong time. A tragedy shaped by fame, pressure, and desire. And even years later, Peppard admitted, "If I could go back, I would still choose to know her. I would still want to love her just once the way we did, because the memory of us was worth the pain it brought." And as time passed, Peppard fought serious health battles, caused by years of smoking and the tough lifestyle Hollywood encourages. And although he tried to stay strong, planning future roles and talking about his dreams, pneumonia rushed in while he was already weakened by lung cancer. And on May 8, 1994, George Peppard took his final breath at age 75, leaving behind fans who adored him, co-stars who respected him, and a hidden love story that changed two lives forever. And today, when people watch his movies or smile at the A-Team, they never imagine the heartbreak he carried quietly behind. That tough hero smile which makes his story even more haunting and unforgettable. And if you want more untold Hollywood love stories, scandals, and secrets, make sure to subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin and press the bell icon, so you never miss the truth that lies behind the fame and the lights.